Jimmy Kasner, he's from Burnt Woods, Oregon. Come on up.
All righty. I'm a fill-in for somebody I'm not sure. I missed the last couple of these things, and I came up to spectate this year, and my buddy Dave said that they had a spot for me, so I get to play. Can't beat that. This will be my... I came for, I think we came for 8 years, and I missed a couple, but this is definitely one of my favorite places to play, and the group of people, I sometimes call it the Liars Convention, but we all have a good time. I fished in the Bering Sea for 16 years, fished out of... Whoa. Damn. Someday I'll figure out how to keep my strap on without one of those fancy button things, but fished out of Newport for about 10 years, and 25 years total, I guess. I puked for about 15 of them, and got to where I could puke without missing a step, you know. Puked on me, puked on everybody I worked with, but I just couldn't quit. I'd quit, and then I'd be carpentering or something. I'd see boats going out under the bridge. I'd go, shit. Quit my job and go back to puking and hanging out in the ocean in boats, and now I repair boats. So this first song, I've been songwriting most of my life. It's kind of a curse, but I don't really write them. I catch them. They're out there. They're, you know, and sometimes I catch them, sometimes I don't, but this is a song kind of about my songwriting style. It's a song, I had an old guitar that gave me this song. There are songs in my guitar. There are songs in my guitar, waiting for me to set them free. How many songs has this old guitar played? How many more are left for me to sing? Wouldn't want to miss one single song. There are songs in my guitar, oh, songs in my guitar, and they're waiting for me to set them free. Songs of hope and songs of dreams, songs of truth and make-believe, songs of long ago and far away. There are songs that my mama taught me, songs that my children brought me, and songs I pray I never have to sing. There are songs in my guitar, so many songs in my guitar, and they're waiting for me to set them free. You know, sometimes I play for weeks on end, and I can't find a note. There are days I want to throw away every word I ever wrote, 'cause I've been chasing songs in this guitar for over half my life. I never knew 3 chords and the truth would be so hard to find. But there are songs in my guitar, there are songs in my guitar, and they're waiting for me to set them free. Songs that make you smile and tap your toe, songs that fill your heart and overflow, songs of peace for all the people on this earth, songs of children and of innocence, songs of pain and grief and emptiness, and songs of roses blooming in the snow. And there are songs in my guitar, there are songs in my guitar, and they're waiting for me to set them free. How many songs does this old guitar play? How many more are left for me to sing? Wouldn't want to miss one single song. And there are songs in my guitar, so many songs in my guitar, and they're waiting for me to set them free. And you know all I want to do is set them free. Thank you. If you have a musical ear, you probably noticed that there was some notes in that song that wasn't right. And that's kind of part of how many more do I got to play. I fished in Bering Sea for 16 years, never got hurt. Nobody on my boat ever got hurt. I used to run Oscar Dyson's boat, the Peggy Joe. And anyway, I got done with that and went to the shipyard and promptly broke this wrist in 5 places. And I got pins that went through it, you know, and consequence of that is that my fingers go to sleep. And about, you know, I've been playing this thing since I was 9 years old. I'm finally starting to figure out how to do it, and now my hand goes to sleep. It's one of those kind of deals. So we were living in Kodiak, and Oscar had a car wreck and died, and he wound up selling the boat. And I told Julie that if they ever sold the boat, I'd quit fishing because I didn't really want to fish for anybody but Peggy and Oscar after I worked for them. And so we were moving out of Kodiak. My boys were staying there. They were living there with their mom, who was living with my engineer at the time. A guy named Scott Weissmantel, who one time in Dutch Harbor, he was really drunk, and I wasn't quite that drunk, so I was putting him in a car to send him back to the boat, actually in a minivan taxi in Dutch Harbor. And I was talking to the guy, and I had my hand on the door jamb like that, and I leaned back to spit, and Scott slammed the door on my hand. And so you might notice that finger right there is a little bit bent. I unlocked the door, and I packed my handful of snow and stuck it in my jacket pocket, went back to the elbow room, and had like 4 shots of Crown. Maybe 5 or 6, I don't know. And then I went back to the boat and taped these 3 fingers together and went fishing. And didn't mind it for about 20 years, but now it's kind of has a life of its own. So anyway, this song is about having my boys help me, help us pack, which was a really surreal thing. I'm kind of an emotional guy, and I cried like a baby most of the day. But I don't mind. They didn't mind. Asked my son what he remembers about Kodiak, and he says, "You always cried when you took us home, Dad." That ain't a bad thing to remember. Whoops, yeah. I should remember how to play it, though, first. Well, I've been on the edge of tears all morning. I've been trying not to cry where you can see. This is my song. I can screw it up if I want to, but I didn't want to, so we'll try that again. Well, I've been on the edge of tears all morning, knowing you'll be leaving here real soon. And the way my old heart is breaking, you know you might as well be moving to the moon. Missing you is all I do every time you go away. Missing you, it's what I do every minute of every day. I do my job, lost in the fog, forget about the rest. Missing you is what I do best. You know, I've been trying to keep it all together, and I've been trying not to cry where you can see. I hear you saying, Daddy, we'll be all right. You know, the one I got my doubts about is me. 'Cause missing you is all I do every time you go away. And missing you, it's what I do every minute of every day. I do my job, I walk your dog, forget about the rest. Missing you is what I do best. You're on my mind, you're in my dreams. You are everywhere I look. I hear your voices when the wind blows from the west. Tears roll down my cheeks, and I can't even speak. I tell myself, life is one long test. Oh, but missing you is what I do best. Missing you is all I do every time you go away. Missing you is what I do every minute of every day. I do my job, lost in the fog, forget about the rest. Missing you is what I do best. I do my job, I walk your dog. My life is such a mess. Missing you, that's what I do best. It's what I do the best. Yes, yes, it's what I do the best. Oh, missing you, that's what I do best. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. I watched my boys grow up on videotapes. I've lived in Newport, fished in the Bering Sea, 3 months on and a month off for a long time, it seems like, most of my life. The good section there, the middle section, And so, yeah, their mom would send me up videotapes. And I'd come home, and when Holden, my youngest, was really little, he had no idea who I was. Said, I'd be home for like 18 days or 21 days or something. But the time I got ready to go, he'd finally figure out who I was, and then I'd be gone for another 3 months. But I fished up there with a guy named Larry Saxman, George Lawrence Saxman. He was a scalloper from New Bedford. And he was married to a friend of mine from high school in Eddyville. And Larry was about 5'10" and 270, and like Gina was saying, he was like hugging a concrete, 55-gallon drum full of concrete. And I, at the time, weighed about 240. I was kind of bulked up, and we fished together as a team. Several boats, and on the Royal American, I was taking a wheel watch one time. And this song came to me. Started writing it down, and I'm going, ooh, this is cool. I wrote it down just as fast as I could write. I changed one word in it, and it took about 3 minutes. And Larry came up to relieve me while I was writing it, and I said, just sit down, Larry, I got to write this tune. And shortly thereafter, I got off the boat, and I went back to Kodiak for my vacation, and I got on a Peggy Joe. And Larry, I didn't go back to the Royal American. And Larry took his month off. He went down to Westport, Washington, and bought his wife and his kids a house, and their first house. And he took a trip on a little rockfish boat there called the Finite. And on the way coming home, they had a deck load of rockfish and a Wood Freeman 500B coffee grinder autopilot. Big following sea, the boat got up on top of a swell and put the rudder hard over and rolled it over and killed Larry. Killed the skipper, and the one deckhand swam out. So he never got to hear it, but I played this song at fishermen's funerals and memorials all over the place. Played it at Dutch Harbor at the Elbow Room and got a bunch of king crabbers to cry, which I thought was pretty cool. And this is one of Dave's favorite songs. It's one of mine, too. I didn't write it, man. God sent it to me, and I'm pretty happy about it. But it's called Distant Water. We went fishing out west from Dutch Harbor in the teeth of a hard winter gale. 5 strong men, no strangers to hard times. With a boatload of dreams, we set sail. It's hard to keep your love's fire burning across the ocean so wide and so deep. I dream I'm home with my woman, and the diesels pound on while we sleep. Some say fishing is the wave of the future. Some say fishing is a thing of the past. But my children keep growing, not really knowing their father, or the dreams I have cast. Distant water is calling. I can't turn my back on the sea. Distant water is calling. I wonder if I'll ever be free. Now there's ice on the rails this morning, and I curse the day I ever set sail. We all hope and pray for safe fishing today, 'cause we'll all pay the price if we fail. Now there are many a good friend that lies sleeping beneath these waves that roll on endlessly. And though our good friends are gone, their dreams live on in the hearts of us still here at sea. And some say fishing is a wave of the future. Some say fishing is a thing of the past. But my babies keep growing, not really knowing their father or the dreams I have cast. Distant water is calling. I can't turn my back on the sea. Distant water is calling. I wonder if I'll ever be free. And some say fishing is a wave of the future. And some say fishing should be a thing of the past. But my babies are growing and not really knowing their father or the dreams I have cast. Distant water is calling. I can't turn my back on the sea. Distant water is calling. I wonder if I'll ever be free. I wonder if I'll ever be free. Thank you. Thank you very much. And on a side note, thank you all for coming out and patronizing and keeping Fisher Poets Gathering going for 21 years, because you're the folks that make it all happen. We do it for you, and it's good to see you come and enjoy. And thanks.